Imagine an 18-year-old with zero collateral or credit successfully asking a commercial bank for a $100,000 unsecured loan. In any rational financial market, the loan officer laughs you out of the building. In this industry, they smile and hand you a pen. This mechanic forms the foundation of the American higher education system. This deliberate structural design is a financial scheme, turning 44 million Americans into the bag holders of a $1.7 trillion trap. While financial media tracks AI bubbles and tech stock multiples, they are ignoring a domestic liquidity crunch currently suffocating the working population. For decades, a college degree was marketed as an affordable requirement for the middle class, before undergoing a cynical, high-markup makeover. Turning this requirement into a weaponized luxury product created a domestic liquidity crunch that remains largely ignored by traditional market analysts. To understand the leverage, we look at the two operators running this cartel: universities acting as untouchable whales, and the government acting as an infinite liquidity provider. When the government guarantees student loans, it provides schools with upfront cash and removes their financial risk. This creates a market where institutions hold all the leverage. In exchange for this liquidity, the government secures a lifetime claim on the student's future earnings. This line chart shows how schools used that loophole to charge arbitrary prices, with tuition soaring 700% since 1983, far outstripping inflation and wage growth. Schools deploy this capital to fund a superficial arms race, building Michelin-style dining halls, lazy rivers, and expansive amenities to mimic a luxury resort. Universities build these country club campuses because they know the final bill is passed directly to teenagers, driven by a fear of missing out. The industry sells a mandatory ticket to the American dream, explicitly promising students that six-figure salaries wait on the other side of graduation. Unlike a house or a car, a degree is a completely illiquid asset. You cannot sell it, short it, or hedge it when the economy turns against you. The legal code secures the trap. Student loans are typically non-dischargeable debt, meaning borrowers cannot use bankruptcy to escape the obligation, even as it garnishes their wages. Gravity is catching up to the bad math. This bar chart shows 90-day borrower delinquencies, which recently spiked from under 1% to past 9%. The warning tickers turned red and then went completely silent, leaving borrowers to suffocate while the broader market ignores the data. Because this debt cannot be discharged, borrowers are forced to finance their basic survival through high-interest consumer credit. They fall into a secondary trap, relying on credit cards with 21% interest and buy now, pay later schemes to stay afloat. Their income is immediately siphoned off by the academic institutions that sold them the original dream, leaving them with practically zero purchasing power. This forces an entire demographic to survive on toxic, high-interest plastic leverage just to afford basic necessities. Drowning in inescapable debt, millions of young adults are locked out of the housing market and cannot afford to invest in equities. Instead of a televised Wall Street collapse, this crisis occurs inside millions of individual bank accounts as debt obligations restrict broader capital flows. The higher education system functions exactly as its mathematical design intended. The system was built to extract wealth from the middle class and funnel it to an untouchable academic elite, leaving an entire generation holding all the risk.